Let's start the video now, mate, eh? Welcome to episode 3 of Missions. Now, whilst I wait for a text, that's right, we've gone technical as we're an app, from Mr. Dan Murrell telling me what I need to do in this session for you to win some prizes. I'm gonna let you know where I am. I've traveled 4 hours down south to Lin Brook. It's stunning, it's beautiful, and there's the text, so let me know what I've got to do. For you to win a place on our social and 10 kilos of RH baits, I need to complete these 2 things. Catch a carp off the bottom and catch a carp up in the water. They're my 2 missions. It's gonna rain, so I'm gonna get the bivvy up, get set up, and hopefully nick 2 bites. One on the deck, one off the deck. You can win. I've chosen to fish peg 11, but I'm actually fishing peg 12's water. Now, the reason for this is there's a lovely little feature that you can pick up, an alcove, which looks bang on for a daytime bite on the bottom. With the weather that we've had, I know it's cooler today, but it's been really hot. I think that also gives me a good section of open water in front of peg 11 where I can explore with zigs. Now, I did like peg 8. It had an island and it had a real nice sort of canopy to fish to, but it didn't really have anywhere that I could deploy zigs. And with the mission being that I've got to catch one up in the water as well as off the deck, I think this area really does give me 2 good areas, a load of open water for zigs, and that looks like an absolute banker spot to fish on the deck too. That's the theory. Could all go to pot. You could see me chasing around as it normally does, but hopefully for this one, we get the bites and we get it done. For your sake, eh? Because there's prizes on the line. Right, my tip for using the old bushwhacker, and it's not from me, it's from someone far more expert at using it. It's from Ollie Davies himself. Always, especially when you're looking at this sort of muddy ground in front of me, put it together and take it apart in the old bag. That way you don't get stuff stuck in the joints and you generally get yourself just ready to drop it. You've got to add a section, it becomes a nightmare. If you do it like this, it stays nice and clean, the joints stay clean, and you don't have absolute mares putting it together. There you go. Right, now, my first rod is in situ, fishing on the bottom. I've got to catch one, obviously, as well as on the bottom, off the bottom in mid-water. I'm going to target that particular challenge by using zigs. Now, I've got 8 foot of water in front of me, and there's a little sort of scum line of fluff where I've seen the odd show. Very subtle, but conditions have been really warm in the preceding days. It's a little bit cooler, overcast, and I think we're due some rain. So I'm going to start in 8 foot of water, about 6.5 foot on a black zig. I'm going to tinker the depth and the colour of the zig until hopefully I get some sort of indication. I might even cast it round a bit because I have got a fair body of sort of open water here, and hopefully with a little bit of luck we can tick that one off the list too. Either way, I'm pretty sure from this swim we've got both of those tactics pretty well covered. Just down to the carp now, really. Right, the rods are in situ. It started raining, which is not great, but we'll persist. It's winners time. If you watched the last episode of Missions, Mission 2 on Lavender Hall, you'd have seen there were 3 prizes up for grabs. A place in our social, a £200 Kumu clothing voucher, and 24 hours on Lavender Hall. We're going to announce the winners. First and foremost, the winner who will be on our social is, drum roll, Lister, you're going to have to help me.
It's only carping Chris.
Only carping Chris. Well done, Chris. Drop us a message, we'll get in contact, let you know where the social is, and I will see you there. Second prize was £200 worth of Kumu clothing, and the winner of that is
Scott Wright 2648.
Scott Wright 2648. Big love, Scott. Thanks for entering and watching. We'll be in contact. Drop us a message as well, and we'll make sure you get that voucher. And finally, the winner of 24 hours on Lavender Hall is
Steve Blanchard 7293.
Steve Blanchard, 7293. Well done, you guys. There's obviously, hopefully, a couple of competition prizes that you can win in this episode, so stay tuned. I'm going to get in a bivvy because it's raining. Right, well, in terms of the rods, 3 hours have passed, nothing's happened apart from it's relentlessly smashed it down with rain. It doesn't look ziggy, let's face it. It looks like prime feeding on the bottom conditions, although we haven't seen any fish show really. What I have done though is crept round to my right hand margin in peg 12 and had a feel around with the lead and found a really good cracking firm area, which is sort of closer in. So what I'm now going to do in sort of preparation for the evening is to whip the rod that was fished under the little alcove back in just to refresh it. And I'm going to ship out 2 bottom baits, one back in the alcove and one on this really firm spot that I found. And then I'm going to leave the last rod just out in open water on a zig all night. And that'll be me done unless something happens really. I think by the looks of the conditions and this weather being set in, we've got more of a chance fishing on the deck with a couple of rods than probably we have on the zigs. But through the night, zigs are absolutely devastating. I've caught loads through the night on zigs, especially out in open water, so I'm definitely going to keep one on it. And hopefully, yeah, before the evening we can nick one off the deck here or maybe off the zig. And if not, they're in prime location in this area of the lake, I think, to capture something throughout the course of the evening and maybe into tomorrow morning. Either way, it's not a very nice day for filming. There's a lot of anglers on the lake and not a lot happening. I think I've got to try a little bit of effort equals reward here, and we'll try and make something happen. Well, good morning, folks. I've had a very quiet night, which is actually quite surprising. I thought something would happen during the night. However, I have just seen, I can only fish with what I've seen, having never fished this place before, a couple of fish caught over the far side, but all fishing into open water. So what I've done is I've taken the zig off because I just want to get off the mark, and now I'm fishing all rods on the deck. I've got that one still in the alcove because the spot's so good that it's got to do a bite at some point today, especially when the sun comes up. And then I've just put one rod out into open water and had a strange occurrence. Bobbin lifted up, it was tight, could have been a trailer, but basically that was the rod I just put out on a little bag, and a yellow Ronnie just into the middle, if you like, where the bites that I'd seen have come from in open water. So I'm going to repeat that, but now with 2 rods fishing out in that middle band, a little bag on them, a yellow Ronnie, and hopefully we can take whatever that occurrence was, which may have been a trailer, but it was definitely some sort of indication, and build it towards our first bite. Either way, it's definitely something positive to go off. Carp. Carp. Doesn't feel right though. This could be this trailer, mate. It feels all wrong. Well, I did say this morning that I had that occurrence fishing out into open water and moving all the rods on the deck. Within 10-15 minutes of putting the bag straight back out there, it's gone again. This time a big drop back, like really twitchy, quite finicky. And I don't really know, if I'm honest, it feels a bit strange, whether it's a small fish, whether it is even that trailer that was going through, I don't know. no sooner had I redeployed that bag out in the middle, sort of in open water where we'd seen the bites, a big old drop back, and I've picked up into one. Now, I think before we might have had a trailer go through the swim. Hopefully this is the first bite, and we might have unlocked a little code to get in a few. This could be the one off the deck, and open water might be the zone that we need to target rather than these edges. Either way, it's great to wake up with a bit of sunshine instead of the rain and be playing one. It's a nice fish though. Yeah, a lovely scaly one. Oh no, it's not fouled at all. Yes! Get in! Come on! Get in, mate. We found a little tactical niche, I think. Everything's open water. I'm going to get them back out as quick as I can. Hopefully catch another one. Maybe put a couple of really short zigs out there because I need one off the deck now, up in the water. I'm buzzing with that. Yesterday was a bit of a struggle. Hey, let's start the video now, mate, eh? That's the first one after yesterday's torrential, rather sombering downpour. A little change of tactics, basically punching bags out into the middle on the deck. And I'm off the mark, a lovely, clean Lin Brook scaly. I'm a very happy angler. Forget the past 12 or 14 or however many hours. It started now. Hopefully, it's the start of things to come. I need to get some zigs in play and try and complete the mission, but this is stage one of the mission. A fish off the deck at Lin Brook, ticked off the list. I'm happy, mate. I'm like a different man. To be fair, this morning I was buzzing. You could have seen when I was doing the old bags. I thought it looked good. It's just a case of bite times. And on new venues, I always lose my head a bit, don't I? On these shoots list, I always lose my head a bit. And after yesterday, just looked pretty bleak. But a few fish have been caught the other side. And a little bit of intel with the fish being caught in open water on the deck. And the conditions sort of looking very on the deck-ish yesterday with all that rain. And it's paid off. What I am going to do is redeploy that margin rig in that alcove because I don't know how that's not gone. But I've just brought it in clean as a whistle. I'm going to put it back out there because even though I don't really need to catch another one off the bottom, I'd like to because I'm greedy. So I'm going to get that repositioned and then the zigs redeployed on these rods out in the middle. That's that in theory, eh? I love talking a good game.
Hey, one thing you forgot to mention. What does that fish mean?
That fish does mean a winner. I did say that in the chat, depending on your edit.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I did say that somebody has won a place on the social.
Are you sure?
But I need to give it away with a question. And I don't know what that question is, Lister. So you need to give me some time to get this shipped out. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you the question and you could win a place on our social in October. What colour pop-up hook bait did I catch that my first Lin Brook carp on? Put the answer in the comments below. We'll pick a winner at random on the next episode and you should be joining us at the social at the end of the year. Lin Brook as a venue, it's absolutely stunning. It's really mature. It's set in an awfully beautiful part of the world, surrounded by mega historical carp waters. Itself, in terms of stock and what swims in here for the size of the water, is incredible. You've got around about 400 plus carp, all scaly, beautiful ones with a mix of commons and heavily plated mirrors that top out at over 40 pounds. Lin Brook has 11 different spacious swims, with 2 of those swims being doubles. The sun is creeping up higher in the sky after that early bite. Bite time is ebbing away. What I've done is I've committed wholeheartedly to the mission to try and catch one on a zig, mid layers. I've got one at 6 foot, one at 3 foot. I haven't really seen a lot of show out there, but compared to yesterday, conditions look infinitely more ziggy. And as bite time sort of maybe on the bottom draws to a close and we get to near enough pack-up time, that could be the optimum time to catch one on a zig when they're drifting around and not really on the bottom feeding. This sun is definitely helping, temperatures are warmer, things look good, and with a couple of hours left, I'm honestly hoping that Lin Brook's got a little twist in the tail just to end with, a lovely little fairy tale capture.
2 hours later.
Well, unfortunately, time has beaten me. I did not complete the second mission of catching one up in the water on a zig, despite trying my hardest. However, the RH baits bundle that was the second prize, well, all the bait belongs to Lister behind the camera, so I'm going to give it away anyway. And if you want to win it, you need to like this video, you need to subscribe to the Go Catcher YouTube channel, and you need to answer this question in the comments below. How many pegs are on this very lake, Lin Brook? Pop that in the comments, we'll pick somebody at random and they'll be winning Lister's bait bundle. It's probably the rest of his year's worth of bait. Other than that, a massive thank you to everybody for watching. I've thoroughly enjoyed filming and being on here. I'll definitely be back. It's a mega complex. And hopefully I'll see you all again soon.